Okay, so this is Saturday, March 19th, 2011. It was a pretty wild week last week. Um, but we're going to take a look at this euro dollar. So first let's look at the daily and review it for a second. So we have the ABC pattern to the upside. We tested the FE 786 just about to the pip and stalled. I'm expecting a pullback. I wouldn't buy it this high, so if it continues up come Sunday, I'll wait for a pullback. The target, and all we're doing is trying to get to the targets. The final target on the ABC pattern is 144.18, and the target on the inverse head and shoulders is 146.17. Now on these larger time frame charts, we don't always complete patterns, but nonetheless we'll work towards them until we see a different sign. And usually there'll be something fundamentally that will change the direction, and we'll go from there if that happens. So on the 4-hour chart then, we had our inverse head and shoulders here. We have not met that target. That target's up here at 42.53. We had an ABC to the upside. We exceeded the target, which is D here at 41.08, and continued to the FE 127.2. Stopped right there at the 127.2 on close when we closed on Friday. So I'm still looking for a pullback in order to get back in long. Now one thing we have to be cautious of here is how big of a pullback are we going to have. So let's go ahead, since this AB equals CD is completed, let's go ahead and draw a line here right where it's completed at, and let's make that line white representing the FEs, and we know that that's the 127.2. And let's get rid of this ABC. So if we notice, we really haven't tested the neckline. I mean, we did here, but there's a good chance we'll test the neckline again, or maybe even the 50 EMA. So this is where we have to be careful with other entries. So if we fib from the most recent low to high, we see that the neckline comes in just around the 61.8% retracement of this last up move. So that is a possibility to retrace that far. But it's also a possibility that we may only retrace, 38.2 or 50%. And we'll be able to gauge this by the lower time frames. Okay, but even if we only retrace a small amount, we still have to be leery that this price could at any minute slam down to test these levels and catch you off guard. Now, the oscillators are overbought as far as the CCI and the RSX, but as we know, those are lagging indicators, and we have those on our charts more so for security than anything else. But as long as you keep in mind that they are lagging, and just because they appear to be overbought doesn't always mean that the price is going to turn. Okay, so now let's take a look. So we know that on our daily chart we're still looking for the targets of 44.18 and 46.17. Those seem kind of far away right now. On our 4-hour chart, we still have not met the inverse target up here at 42.53, so we're going for that on the 4-hour chart. Going for 44.18 on the daily chart and higher, assuming that we may have a pullback here on this 4-hour chart. Okay, so now let's take a look at the 1-hour chart. Alright, so it's very similar to the 4-hour chart with the ABC pattern. Basically, it's the same thing. Reach the FE 127. Let's get rid of this. This is over now. We had a target of the inverse around, and we're just going to do this. It was kind of a inverse I don't really care a lot about, but the target here is 42.53. We can see that better on the 4-hour chart in a better way. So we're still going for that. We have this bull flag here, and let's see where that target is. 193 pips. Right about here, 42.26. And let's put that line in yellow. Alright, so that's our bull flag target. And this is, blue line is our inverse target. Okay, so we're looking at a pullback here. And where's this pullback going to be? Let's see here. I'm going to put the day separators on. And actually, I prefer to fib from here to here, but I'm going to do that on the 15-minute chart probably. So on the day separator, the day begins here, so we're going to fib from Friday's low to Friday's high on this 1-hour chart. Give us some fibs that way. Okay, so what we're looking at is if we pull back to the 1-hour 61.8 level, that's right around the 50 EMA, because this 50 EMA will move up once the market opens on Sunday. We could target that 61.8 and 50 EMA on the 1-hour chart. It's a possibility. Or we could break above this high and continue up. I will not go in the market at those prices. We either get a pullback or I don't get in. Okay, so we have a few different fib sets on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. We have a fib from the low here on the 4-hour chart at 38.66 with these fib levels, and we have we fibbed yesterday's low to high, and we have these fib levels. Now, do we see any confluences here anywhere? I'm just kind of looking for those. Around the 61.8 is about 40.56, and that would bring us to a spike below the 38.2 on the 4-hour chart and back up. So that's kind of what you want to watch. So then we know what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a pullback to one of these fib levels. Watching the 50 EMAs. We don't want to buy up high. We need a pullback to buy. We're still targeting the larger time frame targets. Now look at the 30-minute chart. This was Friday's 30-minute chart. Okay. And price is at the 161.8, negative 161.8. But let's get rid of that. And if we fib from the most recent swing low to swing high, which is here, we have another set of fib levels we can keep our eye on for possible entries. And these are our set of 30-minute fib levels. So should price come down to the 61.8 on the 30-minute, that's around 40.94. It also meets with the 30-minute 50 EMA. If I slide this dollar or this 1-hour chart over here, that 40.94 area comes in somewhere around the 1-hour between the 38.2 and the 50%. So those are the areas we're going to watch for a possible pullback. And at that point, if we get there, I will be watching for entry signals from the price action to enter trades. So, to sum it up, I'm watching for pullbacks, looking somewhere around the 61.8 on the 30-minute chart. If I get correct signals, price action signals around that area, that's where I'll be looking to long. Or if I don't get the price action signals there, I'll be looking over at this 1-hour chart, looking for some of these levels right in here to see if I can, on a 15-minute chart, get a proper buy signal to go long at that point. So it does take some patience. You have to wait for your trade to get in on a decent trade. And we've had very, very nice follow through on all of these patterns over the last several weeks. This is usually how it goes, but you do have times in the market when the market's really choppy that you'll see these patterns not working quite so well. And so you have to use another system such as the range trading system, which I'll get to that when the market changes. Okay, so this is an analysis for Sunday evening, 2011.